So this is euro dollar analysis for Monday the 12th of February. Now, let's have a look what happened in prices. My prices may likely go. So earlier last week we saw that euro dollar pretty much came into develop a bit of a trading range near the end of the week. So we've seen euro dollar in around this 22.87 and lower end of the trading range in around this 22.23 around these weekly pivots. Now, overall, euro dollar on the high time frames is in an uptrend. So potentially we are looking for a further upside continuation, especially if we are able to break and hold above this 22.87. So we've come down to the lower end of this trading range here. We do appear to be having bullish buy side momentum. So if we do break above this 22.87, we would look to see if we do hold the 22.87. If we do hold, we're looking for price to move towards our 23.62. In around 23.62, we do have quite a bit of a resistance. We have the 23.62 horizontal level, as well as the 400 period moving average marked out here in black, and the 200 period moving average. So we could see retracement from here or reversal back down towards this 22.87 or even possibly this 22.23. If, however, we do have sufficient momentum to break above this 23.62, we'll be looking for price head up towards that 24.50 and a move from which we're looking for the significant psychological level of the 125. Now, if we aren't able to break above and hold above this 22.87, or we do turn around 23.62, we're looking to see our prices react to the lower end of the trading channel in around this 22.23. Successful break from which we're looking for prices to head down towards this 21.78. A break from there, we're looking for prices to head down towards the highs of 2017 around this 2092. More recently, even though we are in a trend on the higher time frames, we have put in a series of lower highs before we head into this trading range here. So it could be potentially forming a base, but if we do see that breakdown 2092 to the downside, possibly even 2030, another important level from 2017. Now, that pretty much wraps up the hourly time frame. So we'll have a look at the higher time frames. We'll have a look at the monthly, weekly, then the daily. Now, so we go over to the monthly chart. And as you can see here on the monthly chart, we are still, the most recent trend is to the upside. So we've come down here, formed a base pretty close to, I think it's 104 or something. From there, we've had a pretty much a triple bottom. We've had this move upwards ever since the French elections. We've had a strengthening in the euro. We've had a brief pullback down towards the 116, from which we've saw the bullish buy side momentum take us, very strong momentum here on the monthly time frame, take us all the way up to the 125 level, as well as the 200 period moving average here on the monthly time frame. Now we are pulling back a little bit here in February. We are currently, the month does appear to be heading bearish. So we'll see how the month progresses. But if we do see a bit of a bull flag like we did over here to our left when we pull back to the 116, foreseeing further upside continuation. Again, if we see the pull back and we see the upside continuation rather than reversal, at the moment it does look like a bit of a pullback. We'll be expect prices to head towards the 26.76, beyond which we're looking for 28.87, obviously after which we're looking for the 130 level on euro dollar. Now if we head over to the weekly time frame on euro dollar, so it's going to be a similar story to the monthly time frame. As you can see here, we formed a bit of base. We had very choppy price action all through here. We did have the gap up after the French elections, and we've not pretty much looked back since then. We've had moves upwards, brief pullbacks, bull flags. The most significant pullback was a move up to 120, pullback down towards 116. We've had after which we saw a bit of a move upwards, a small pullback, then very strong upside continuation all the way up to the 400 period moving average and the psychological level of the 130. Now, we still have the 400 period moving average sitting around the 124.50, pretty close to that level, as well as the 125. So we have put in a pretty strong bearish week from last week. So we'll see how prices develop here, whether we do see that retracement back upwards or we see a retracement, further pullback, possibly down towards this previous highs here in the market. But overall, as we can see here on the weekly time frame, form a bit of a base, move upwards, higher, low. So we've got a low, higher low. We'll see if we put in a third higher low for further upside continuation. Now we'll head over to the daily chart on the euro dollar for wrapping up here. And over on the daily chart in euro dollar, just pull this over a bit. Again, we've had a series of higher lows, move upwards. Prices stalled in around the 125. Had a breakdown in prices, so we had a pretty. Let's just see. We had a pretty strong candle there. I'm not sure if it was news related. We do appear to be finding some minor support. Nothing of any significance as of yet with these dojis. So we'll see how prices develop, whether we can retrace back into this candle all the way up to that 23.62, or we just have a brief retracement before seeing further side momentum, possibly finding support in around the 2092 or the 2030 before we see further buy side momentum come back into this market. Overall here on this daily time frame, we still do appear to be poised for further upside momentum, even though we've retraced quite a bit from this 125 level. And with that said, that pretty much wraps up the euro dollar analysis. Thanks for watching.